How many of you out there wouldn't want to date a narcissist? There's a lot of common things that people are like, hey, like narcissism is not something I want to join into a relationship with. But people do it all the time, and people don't realize it all the time. And what you'd be surprised at is there's a lot of people that I talk to on a day-to-day basis that say, hey, when I first met this person, when I first saw him, when I first interacted with her, I wasn't really attracted. And they weren't my type, or they weren't someone they even wanted to hang around with. But they just kept texting me. They kept calling me. They kept pursuing. And a lot of times in those type of relationships, people are like, oh, I feel loved because this person is reaching out. I feel loved because this person is texting me all the time, calling me all the time, etc., etc. However, what normally happens is as that happens and the connection starts to grow and to foster like a new relationship, it starts to change. And when it starts to change, the person who's used to that amount of communication sees it pulling back and they start to wonder, maybe it's something I'm doing. And so as a result, they start working harder. They try to work hard at the relationship, to communicate more, to express where they're going, what they're doing, who they're with, and all different types of things to be able to connect more on that level that they first felt connected to. You'd be surprised how many people realize as they continue down the road of dating a narcissist of, I didn't really have much in common. I actually didn't really care about this person because they didn't connect the same way. We don't have the same goals. We don't have the same values. We don't have the same purpose or vision in life. But that didn't matter. Because for people experiencing that with a narcissist, a lot of times that love bombing, the future faking thing right at the very beginning, they're so excited to continue that relationship even though they start to see red flags, or even though they start to see boundaries being broken, even though they start to see different aspects that just don't seem to match up and just don't seem to be there. There's a lot of people that I talk to that realize as they look back that they didn't have the same vision, values, goals, dreams. And then what happens is people get involved in those relationships and they start giving away pieces of themselves. They start saying like, I can compromise on that. I don't need to do this. I don't need to see these people. I don't need to have these friends. And they start compromising over and over and over again until it gets down the road and they're like, what I originally wanted to go do, the dream job, the life that I had planned, the thoughts of where I was going to go, they don't even exist anymore. And people realize over time they slowly gave away part of themselves to a narcissist and they never got anything back in return. I would say be very careful when you're in the dating world and when you're trying to get to know other people and see what's out there. How fast is it moving forward? What's actually the driving factors behind it? What's going on with communication? What's going on with boundaries? What happens when you say the word no? How does the other person respond? Sometimes these can be like key to making sure that you identify and also set clear boundaries to be like, wait a second, this relationship needs to have some guidance, needs to have some direction because I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to go down the route where I'm exposing myself to a bunch of lies and cheating and manipulation. So as a result, we're going to set some boundaries, and if the other person doesn't like them, well, that's on them. But it's really key to be able to set boundaries early on in relationships. So sometimes people think like boundaries can only be set for toxic people. Boundaries can be set in all aspects of your life, and it's healthy to have good, healthy boundaries in all aspects, even with quote-unquote healthy people. It is good to have those boundaries because otherwise it's easy to overcommit or to give more of your time or to, lose something that you're not really counting the cost or figuring out like, hey, is this really guiding me and directing me towards my future goals, to my future vision? When you first got involved in the narcissist, what did dating look like for you?